Celestial the Queen by BOC, Blue Oyster Gold. Blue Oyster Gold. Picking out food from my beard. Peanut butter and jelly. Actually, just a peanut butter with rye bread, Jewish rye bread. Choking hazard, to be honest with you. Yeah, something about that bread doesn't break down in the throat. And seemingly not in the esophagus either. Anyway, so we're doing the Who top 10 plus 1, so that's 11. We're doing top 11, so there's 11. Top 10 plus 1, there's 11. We're doing that for the Who. Best songs. One of my favorite bands, I maintain that my favorite album is Who's Next, right? By the Who. It's there, or a better way to say it, it's the best rock album of all time. That's how I maintain it. Other than that, I do not gossip about the Who too often. However, tell you the truth, I find that a little bit doldrummy to do it. However, I have many songs I like, starting with number 10 is probably Slip Kid, which I think is a really fun song. And it's off of their, I think it's off of their Who by the Numbers. Let me look up the year. I believe it was 70s. Could be wrong. Because they're known for so many 60s. They're often known just for their 60s work. And so often known for their 60s work after that. Differentiation. But the Who by the Numbers, it's called the Who by Numbers. And the first song on the album from 1975 out of 13 songs is called Slip Kid, which is number 10 on this list. I know it's the first song on the album. However, it's a point of entry to the album, for the album, and by numbers with the album. So, or it buys numbers with the album. And so that's the Who, Slip Kid. He goes, slip kid, slip kid, slip kid, they slip kid. It kind of goes like that. And I don't know, it's a fun song to play on the guitar and sing out in the plaza. Yeah, it's just an ad about playing Nintendo for a decade. Oh, my expert panel. Ooh. What you really should do is get Slipkid out on your guitar, play it, and sing in some sort of public square or plaza in your downtown. You should do that and ignore anything about Nintendo Entertainment System, because they're going to have ads on Spotify for the rest of your life about Nintendo Entertainment System, right? Or the GameCube or the Nintendo 64, or as they call it, the N64. They're going to do that forever, right? You don't need to worry about the Switch or the Wii or the 3DS. You know, you can focus on classic rock music. And right now we have Slip Kid the Who at number 10. Now, what is number
And I bring you impressions of the newest games, nostalgic
9?
retrospectives, and important news updates.
Well,
If you
number
love
9.
Mario, Zelda, Pokemon,
Okay,
or
I've listened to this
anything else
fucking ad.
Nintendo, watch or listen to
So it's a
Nintendo Voice
reaction
Chat
video
right
now.
here on
Where I'm listening to
Spotify.
this stupid
Search
ad.
for the show and follow us so you never miss
I
out.
hate these. I really hate podcasts. 99% of the time. All right, 99. All right, so number 9 is Squeeze Box off of it's called dot 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 Squeeze Box. Right? No, it's not. It's just called Squeeze Box. Okay, and that's all the same album. It's the Who by Numbers, which is a play on words or some sort of pun. I guess that's what it is, a pun. The expanded edition available on Spotify is 13 for free. You know, is 13 songs from 1975. Now we got this. Getting this album out of the way is key, because I think this album is sort of atrociously easy to enjoy exploring, and it doesn't really resemble their other music. But it's a very middle of the road 1975 album by the Who, which is not easy to pinpoint if you're a discographer, because it's just sort of it's probably an album that might not even be on Spotify in the initial profile for the band. You know, like they have another album that's just not there, which we'll go to right now, because there's a song called Number 7. right? I guess it's number 8. Uh, so Squeezebox is number 8, is number 9. And Slip Kid is like Slip Kid. Slip Kid's got great rhythm. Squeezebox doesn't. So it's number 9 because it's just a better sound. And it's got a really cool jangle to it. It sounds like a movie song, whereas Slip Kid just doesn't. So that's why Slip Kid was only number 10. Cinema showpiece number. All right. So who by numbers? Who by the numbers? Better Your Bet. So there's a song off of It's Hard. It's another album. It's just again not hard, not easy to find on Spotify. However, it's first song, again, a great point of entry, so I bring it up, but it's a little embarrassing, except for the fact that saves me, which is that this music was never really critically amazing. So this album is from 1981, off of Face Dances, which features not It's Hard, actually. Okay, that's a different one from the 80s, which we'll get into, which has, I believe, Eminence Front, which is on this list as well. You Better Your Bet. So that You Better You Bet is sort of like the Eminence Front to Face Dances, which is, again, another 80s album that they did. It has 14 songs, and You Better You Bet is a really fun lyrical song. It's a little annoying with the rhythm. It's a little annoying with the music. But it's got a cool symphonic uh, redressing that the earlier music by the Who never had. And it's sort of like club music somewhat. So yeah, that's You Better You Bet by the Who. Now at number 7. Number 6 is going to be from Quadrophenia, which is going to be Love Reign Over Me, which is only at number 6 and not higher down in the top 5 because it's not melodically my favorite song that they have, but lyrically it's one of the most poetic, epic songs at a strong length. Let's see what that length is. I think it might be almost 8 minutes, or maybe almost 6.5 minutes, something like that. It's a pretty long song called Love Reign Over Me. And they have a line, it's like the sweat of lovers bathing in the field, right? No, like the sweat of lovers laying in the field, right? A really good line. And it's obviously a song about the rains of love. And it's also about the song about raining and how it is so redolent to love and reminiscent of love. And, I guess the proper grammar is, I guess, redolent about love. And really, it's relevant to love. Um, and this song is about how love is in charge of you, which is a song that they don't typically do thematically. So it really ends up being a great one, and it's my number 7 pick. So you have 10, 9, 8, 7. Now, Quadrophenia is an album that it is a double album. It wasn't my favorite one that they ever did. There's not a lot of points of entry for this album. Love Reign Over Me which is spelled kind of funny. The over is spelled without the V and it has an apostrophe. It's not the best point of entry to the album, but the song just stands out as a triumphant masterpiece. And it's from 1973. Quadrophenia in its super deluxe edition that's available for free on Spotify is 42 songs. And many of these songs are just are like live or demo. I guess if you look at it, they all say demo. So that's my knowledge breaking down a little. But and Love Reign Over Me indeed has a demo on this Spotify version. Sorry, the Spotify Super Deluxe Edition. So as they call it, this the edition available on Spotify. Now let's see how long this song is. Yeah, it's 5 minutes and 47 seconds or so, which is not super long, but it's just unconventionally long. So I bring it up for that reason. Hold on one sec. I gotta check who's here. Hey, just doing a video. Yeah. So yeah, so that's number 7, and then after we get away from Quadrophenia, which is got a few interesting names: 515, The Punk and the Godfather, The Real Me. They're all interesting. Drowned is interesting. You have interesting music. Bellboy is interesting. Helpless Dancer, The Dirty Jobs, Cut My Hair, I'm One, I Am the Sea. All interesting stuff. Not very listenable. But Love Reign Over Me is highly listenable, and it's almost 6 minutes long, and it's kind of the piece de la resistance. And now we're going to go down to, so what is that? 1, 2, 3, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Now we have number 5. Wait, 10, 9, 8, 7. 10, 9, 8, 7. So confusing. Now we have number 6. So that was your 7th one. I said it was 6. I think I was mistaken. I'm not really in the best headspace for numbers today. Again, I put that album at the very beginning. So what you should see is I have number 6 starting to get real good in the music. And in reality, all these songs are real good. This is the top 10. This is the best of the best for The Who. But I will throw in some sort of funny music. I think Won't Get Fooled Again is a little tiresome. Baba O'Reilly is a little tiresome, so I don't include them on this list because I think they're too orchestral and too big band sounding, even though they have a small band performing them, which is sort of the irony to it. I still don't think that they count as like tracks as songs. They sort of like tracks as anthems. And I don't do anthems on these lists if I can avoid, or I don't avoid, but if I can sort of underwrite them away, I'll do it because I think that they just stand alone as like triumphs individually. And Who Are You is a great album. A lot of people don't think it is. I think Who Are You is a classic song. They have songs that are more interesting names on Who Are You from 1978. 14 songs, again in the Spotify version. Guitar and Pen. Empty Glass, Trick of the Light, Sister Disco 905. New song, Had Enough. Music Must Change. Love is Coming Down. And No Road Romance is from a different sort of. It's from the one. Is some sort of add-on that they have. It's the 1996 version of Who Are You. But Who Are You is like a fun song. So I give this number 6. It's a little tiresome. However, there is one section to it that is brilliant, and I still swear by it. And it's kind of like their bridge verse, sort of like a bridge verse section. Swear by it. It makes the song stand out when you actually listen to it, and it becomes a secret gem of a ballad all of a sudden. And it really protects the song's integrity so that true fans and true followers and true aficionados can listen to the music, and true friends can listen to the music and like it. And if you don't do that, then it's you're going to be a hater. So this song is a good weed out song for The Who. So it's my number 6 song because of its role for the band and with their disc, with their catalog. It really helps stand the test of time. And so that's number 6. Number 5, it's obviously got a clever name, but it's number 5 probably won't have a clever name. Number 5, it's hard. It's called Athena, which is a fun song, and it's a little more worthwhile than Who Are You. It's not a weed out song. It's kind of like a fun test song to see if people can pay attention to their music. And lyrically, it's a little confusing. However, the name is just Athena, so that part is not confusing. Not confusing. And Eminence Front is number 4, both off the same album. It's Hard from 1982, which has 16 songs according to the Spotify version. Which I say the Spotify version for all these because the Spotify version always includes like 4 live songs that I don't want to really like elaborate on. or wouldn't want to be told to do it at least. And Cooks County, so they have funny jokes about uh, was that Seattle is Cook County, right? So they make jokes about Seattle. And Eminence Front's number 5. Athena's number 6. You can put in Dangerous. It's hard. It's your turn. I've known no war. Cooks County. One life's enough. One at a time. What did I fall for that? A man is a man. Cry if you want. You can put those in somewhere, but I won't do it. All right, so I'm just gonna go down to number 4, which is probably Behind Blue Eyes, which is a song that everyone should know. It's off their Who's Next album, an album I still represent firmly, from 1971. The version on here has got 9 songs. It seems like they didn't add any bullshit live songs to this album, so because it's their remastered one. So, which is what you want. You don't want a version album because that means they don't think the album's good enough. It means they're not very good at listening to it. So that's my secret tip for you today. Listen to the stuff where they don't add new material. That means that it's considered a hallmark for the genre. And Who's Next has Behind Blue Eyes as a second to last song. Baba O'Reilly is the first song, which I mentioned before. Won't Get Fooled Again is the last song. And I say again, those really tie down this album, but they do not represent the tracks. They're ballad-like. They're far too anthemic for anything I would do in a list like this. And again, it's a tremendous album. It's probably the greatest rock album one-off by any one band of all time. And so we're moving away from Who's Next now because I'm only doing one song from them to from that album. I mean, from Who's Next, 1971. Was it 9 songs? See, they have a deluxe edition of 29 songs, which I resent. And then the remastered version has 9 songs, so just get the remastered version. Do not get deluxe. And I'll tell you this: never buy deluxe. Who knows what that even means anyway. It's always suspicious. Always suspicious is deluxe, especially when they're talking about hamburgers, which I haven't really encountered in a good way in my lifetime. So there, it's said. The Who Sell Out is one from has a strange version of the 114 songs. They have their super deluxe 114 songs, just to my point. And of course, they say it's released in 2021, which we know is fake. They know that's impossible. They have one called The Kids Are All Right. It's another album. So that was 4. That was Behind Blue Eyes. And the reason Behind Blue Eyes is number 4 is because it's about anger, and its presentation is the best presentation I've heard on just someone being angry as a personality trait. Having anger as a personality trait. It's the best song presentation I've heard in music history that I can even really find, because I do scour all sorts of stuff, and I just never found anything quite as good. So that's the honest truth. Now, The Kids All Right is a good album. It has Magic Bus. It has I Can See for Miles, which is a beautiful song. It has My Generation, which is cool enough. It has the titular track called The Kids Are All Right, or Should. Or that might have been off the My Generation album. Right. So I think they did a compilation sort of greatest hits one called The Kids All Right in the 70s. But in 1965, they did, so this is number 3, they did The Kids Are All Right off of My Generation, which is my 3rd favorite song by The Who, because it sounds like their music was done by a different group and proves that they could have changed their sound and just decided against it in the long run and the medium run and the short run, and they just immediately changed their sound away from that and didn't veer into sort of generic psychobabble like Pink Floyd did, and or hard blues like so many British bands did in the 60s that didn't become overly famous. And so they reigned supreme as a band that could really pull off music. because they just stopped making songs that sound like the kids are all right, which is, I guess, a song that would scare you out of your comfort zone and steer you sort of straight into a business like mindset that was creatively effective and not overly perfectionistic in terms of copycat material, or as we say, copycat materialization. And so that's the third one. I think it's just a brilliant tune. I think it's solid, and it's hard to find. Number two is off the same album, which is called My Generation from 1965. They have a stereo version here on Spotify, which again is like 30 songs. I don't know why they have 30 songs, but they have 30. It's way too much. This one's called The Ox, which is similar to The Kids All Right in the opposite fashion, in that it proves that they could do a certain sound, and that sound in this case from The Ox, which is all the song is called. It's called The Ox. It's like heavy metal sound. It proves that they could do heavy metal in 1965 and just decide not to do more songs like that for their own dignity. They just didn't want to do songs like that. And that's a really great song in terms of what you hear. It's an adventure, it's a sonic whirlwind, and it's also somewhat perfectionistic too. So I think it's a great materially heavy sound that they give you early in their catalog. And if you're a discographer, you're going to really like the My Generation album. It's one of the best albums in rock history and also the best albums in the music world from the 60s. So we're getting close to wrapping up. That was my third. All right, so I got two more. Um, it's kind of not that easy to find music by them. They didn't do that many albums, is the truth. But we didn't do Tommy, which is their most famous album from 1969, and they have a lot of songs on Tommy. I think they have 24 songs ordinarily without any special versions. And on Spotify, you can just get the blank version without any modification. I guess you call it Vanilla Tommy. The Tommy Vanilla Fudge. Unvanilla fudged, right? It's just Tommy Vanilla. And it's sort of what you can get. Listen, I don't swear by Tommy, but I still think it's a cool album. I always like it. I'm not passionate about it. However, I'll get number two, Pinball Wizard, which I think is just an amazing composition. They're probably their best one-off compositions, and it's so fun listening to it every so often. It really makes me happy. Number one is a song called "I'm Free," which I think is a special song about abuse, and to me that is number one because it's profound. So that's your the Who 11 10 songs plus one. I still haven't done the honorable mention, which I always call my plus one, and it ends up being 11 songs total. For that, we can go back to another album, and not the 1969 Tommy. We can go to we go to Quadrophenia, and because I only gave you one song from Quadrophenia. And I will say The Punk and the Godfather is my honorable mention, my number 11. So there. It's out. Okay, I did that kind of as a joke. So hopefully you didn't hear too much music in the background. Punk and the Godfather is number 11. It's a funny song, kind of, not really. It's kind of an intense song. However, it's worth noodling through. I don't find that their music is super approachable and allegiant. However, in this album, however, the Punk and the Godfather is just a fun song to get to know, and that's what the honorable mention is always about. So there it is, top 10 plus one with 11 songs from the Who, one of the greatest bands of all time, and still a powerhouse. To find out that someone got to see live, and R.I.P. to their bandmates, especially Keith Moon, and of course John Entwistle. So there, it's done. 25 minutes. Britain.